Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 3 of What If Naruto Was Trained by Shao Khan. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends in social media platform. And also guys, stay tuned for the rest of what if's coming your way over on Anime King 2 and also on Anime King 3. If you're new, yes, you heard that correctly. I indeed have 3 channels, Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family, and thank you for all for your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking about to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what is to begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last time we left off, as Naruto was trained by Shao Khan and he was returned within a month, but to him it was a year in the outworld. Neji attacks were pretty much pathetic. It doesn't matter what Neji did to him, as Naruto's body was so strong that Neji could not seal away his points at all. He could not reach Naruto points. It was then that Naruto went on the offensive, as the battle really picked up from there on. The battle was chaotic in a sense. Everyone winced as they saw the way Naruto handled Neji. He picked him up like a toy as he started to hit him. Several cracked ribs, a broken nose, as Naruto dealt with him like he was a child. He beat him, he battered him, as Neji didn't stand a chance. But he still got back to his feet. A well-placed fist in the stomach knocked him to the ground, as he was out like a light. As Naruto went up to the boot. As the rest of the matches went off, Sasuke did not appear, so he was disqualified. As Naruto went down there to face off against Gaara. As Sasuke then finally arrived, as Naruto saw Kakashi as well, he berated the man and told him that he no longer needed his help, or need him as a sensei in any sense. Sasuke tried to attack Naruto out of his arrogance, as Naruto snapped his wrist, showing him that he wasn't anywhere near his level to even approach him. As Sasuke was forced to go up in the stands to watch, as he was furious. As Orochimaru decided to start the invasion, luckily Jiraiya went after Gaara and prevented him from doing any catastrophic damage to the village. While Naruto was going through the crowd, his uncle was pleased as he watched him, as Naruto slaughtered everyone with a massive hammer, a weapon that he got from Shao Khan. The hammer was powerful as it crushed and diced people into dust. As Naruto used it to crush the barriers, Orochimaru was shocked, as Naruto was able to take out the reanimation, stopping them. But not just that, as Naruto tore Orochimaru's soul out of his body, it was agonizing for the man as he screamed. As Naruto then turned his sights towards Hiruzen and beat the living crap out of him as Naruto was furious. The man had held him back and held him back because of what he heard from damn Raiden, as Naruto wanted to kill him, but he was stopped by Jiraiya, who interfered, who didn't know that Naruto had been through that much. He thought the kid was living a good life, as Hiruzen was too tired to go on. As some time passed, with Orochimaru's death, as Naruto's apartment was burned down, the people taking out their wrath on him because of him dealing with Sasuke in a rather violent way. But he said screw it, as he found somewhere else to stay, and that was with Uncle, who was already crazy over what she saw, and not to mention now that he killed Orochimaru, as they slept together. Jiraiya has taken up the title as Hokage for now being, seeing that Hiruzen was not in a shape to continue anymore. He was already in a bad beaten up state, but his failures and regrets caused him to go in a bit of self-loathing, And the man was tired for his age. Yes, he was really tired. As Naruto was called to a council meeting, it turns out that he had fused with the fox, and he now possessed the fox power. That red glow. Now it makes sense. They thought that he was a demon and they wanted his head, as he dare any of them to try. So yeah guys, that was basically as we left off. You guys can switch across the place, check it out for yourself. So this will begin this new episode. Enough! Jiraiya's commanding voice echoed out through the council area. What is with you people and your lack of intelligence? The third may have bowed to your whims in keeping the boy's potential locked away. But I won't be your puppet. I'm gonna make sure that Naruto is not either, Jiraiya's head. As Naruto smirked at that, it was good that Jiraiya was taking a stand. After all, he would have killed these fools right now, but he was holding back that idea for now. He still had something else that he needed to do. But Jiraiya-sama, this demonic abomination is a threat to all of Konoha. Our life, our way of living is at stake, Homura said. As Jiraiya scowled at that, as Danzo focused on the boy, its calculating gaze watching the boy coldly. Danzo was shocked as he activated its Kodomasugami under his eye, but it was not taking effect. My eye has no effect on him. Damn it, Danzo thought. It made no sense why it was not working, as he could not understand. You mean he's a threat to all of you, those who have spat upon a dying for Tokage's wish? Regarding the boy, his parents would have killed you all slowly and painfully if they learn upon the abuse that he has been through. Not to change the subject here, but I have to ask, the position of Hokage, what is to come of it? Asked Shibi. You are only temporary in regard of the position, as Shibi knew that Jiraiya was neither on the elemental nation. Simple, I'm gonna find a proper replacement for the third, since Sensei is clearly too old for the job. As Danzo scowled at that. Who? Why not just Dean Danzo? He was the third rival after all. Someone on the civilian side spoke up. That was back when they were both young. If the third is too old to be Hokage, then so is the cripple, said Tatsumi. She had no love for the third, regarding how the old man liked the village, hurt Naruto. Even less for Danzo. Danzo's gaze was calm, but he was plotting in his mind that Inuzaka woman. He made a mental note to cripple the Inuzaka clan for her comment when he eventually became leader. Who do you have in mind, Jiraiya? Asked Noichi. As Jiraiya smirked at that. My old teammate Tsunade Senju, said Jiraiya, as people started to go nuts once again, saying that she was not right for the position, she has been gone for too long. As Naruto saw Jiraiya scowling, these people did not know their place. As Naruto brought out his warhammer and smashed it on the table. The next one of you that speak will know my wrath, he says, he pointed the hammer all around. The civilian council started to sweat as they saw the massive hammer in the boy's hand. They had saw what he could do after all. As Shikaku looked towards the hammer in Naruto's hand, a mental image of his wife popped into his head, with her swinging that hammer after him and Shikamaru. As she always tried to chase him down the ladder, imagine if she got one of those. He shuddered at the thought. Tatsumi was surprised, as Naruto swung it in one hand like it was nothing, despite the giant size. Are we done here? Said Naruto. I have things to do. The council just wanted to be here so they could yell and vent their frustration, but Naruto was tired of their bullshit. As Jiraiya nodded, as Naruto left, Jiraiya, you must do something to keep him contained, or control, to prevent the demon from turning on us, Homura said. Like what? Said Jiraiya. His tone was a bit humor as he spoke. You saw what he did at Chunin exams. Not to mention he ripped Orochimaru's soul out of his body and devoured it. I like my soul where it is, thank you. Still, he's a village weapon. He needs to be controlled. Said Danzo. You mean like what the Sand did with the Kazekage youngest? They twisted that boy's mind like a wind-up toy, to the point where he snapped and went insane. Is that what you want? Jiraiya asked. A weapon is a weapon. It has a master regarding of his sanity, and the master is the one controlling the weapon. The Kazekage did not have proper control, and this is the end result, said Danzo. And you still wonder why Tobirama Senju did not nominate you for being Hokage, said Jiraiya. As Jiraiya called the meeting, before Danzo could say anything, as they were all dismissed. Timeskip, Akatsuki HQ. This information, is it accurate? A voice spoke. Yes, Pain-sama. Naruto Uzumaki killed Orochimaru of Izani doing the failed attack on Konoha. Apparently, he ripped out his soul, Itachi said. Some of the members of the group were looking a bit concerned by that. How is that possible? From what you said about his upbringing, he shouldn't be that strong to take on someone like Orochimaru, said Conan. I don't know. Gara of the Desert is considered the strongest in the sand, outside of his father, and he's the current Jinchuriki of the One Tails, Shikaku. He was injured by Naruto before Jiraiya of the Sannin took him out and stabilized his seal. After that, Naruto went after Orochimaru by destroying his barrier and stopping Orochimaru from fleeing, and upon making contact with him, he ripped out his soul. As Itachi thought about his own soul being ripped out, it was not a good thought to know someone that could rip out your soul. This has become quite problematic. For him to do something like this, it seems that Kyuubi Jinchuriki is stronger than we thought. We cannot allow him to get any more stronger. Itachi, Kisame, you two will go and capture the vessel, said Pain. As the two nodded as they went off to carry out their mission. How did this happen, said Conan. I do not know, but he needs to be stopped right now before he becomes a threat to us. And our plan, said Pain. Meanwhile, with Naruto, Jiraiya is gonna go find Tsunade-sama, and he's taking you along with him. That is so unfair, said Tenten, as she was alongside Guy and Lee, as Lee was on crutches. As Naruto turned towards Tenten, you want to come alongside with us, he said, as she had stars in her eyes. Can I come with you, she said. Please, 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 Tsunade-sama is my idol. She's the strongest kunoichi in the world, and I want to become just like her. Can I please come with you guys? Well, it couldn't hurt. As Naruto glanced towards Guy, do you have a problem with it? You're her sensei after all. Well, said Guy, as Tenten started to pull out weapons, as a murderous aura came over her. Of course, Guy said, with a nervous laughter, my student is meeting her idol after all. As the weapons slowly disappear and the aura started to suppress, Tenten jumped in joy. Thank you, Guy Sensei, she said, as she hugged him before skipping away, humming a tune as she couldn't believe it. She was gonna meet her idol. Guy Sensei, what did I witness just now? Asked Lee. What you just saw, my youthful student, is what happens when you don't make a woman with shinobi training happy for the briefest seconds until she get what her heart's desire, said Guy. Lee nodded. I shall make a note of this, Sensei, as he wrote it down. Yes, please write this down, Lee. It may save your life one day, should you ever face an event like this. As Naruto looked at both of the men, yeah, they're gonna definitely die a virgin, both of them, as he made his way off. As he was calmly walking, a voice spoke up, going to find Tsunade Senju. As Kakashi appeared casually, walking next to the blonde. It is none of your business, Hatake. It is my business until you're promoted. I'm your Jonin Sensei, and I'm responsible for your well-being. As Naruto scoffed at that, and you also want to make her heal the injuries that I gave Sasuke. That too, said Kakashi. And when the new Hokage is appointed, your actions will be brought up in front of her. You think that scares me, Hatake, said Naruto. It should, said Kakashi. As Naruto stepped closer, well, it doesn't. The shackles that you and the rest of the village used to hold on me is no longer there. As I told you before, the people in this village and the council fear me now. So, you can make all your moves. It doesn't matter what they say or what they do. You will either learn how to bow before me, or you will die. As Naruto walked past him, as Kakashi glanced towards the boy, we'll see about that, he thought to himself. Some time later, I was hoping that it would only be the two of us traveling together, Naruto. We do have a lot of time to catch up. Because of the third Kage actions, said Jiraiya. Let her come, said Naruto. There's no harm in it. I was hoping to train you some of the skills your father had in his arsenal, said Jiraiya. Like what exactly? Naruto asked. This, Jiraiya said as he held out his hand, a Rasengan form. Whoa, what's that, said Tenten. It's a Rasengan. The fourth Hokage created this at a number before teaching it to me. Jiraiya's eyes went wide as he turned towards Tenten. Wait, you just said Naruto's father and the fourth Hokage. As Tenten turned her gaze towards Naruto, her eyes went wide as Naruto found the action amusing. Nice going, Big Mouth, said Naruto. Oops, said Jiraiya. Moron, said Naruto. You're the son of the fourth Hokage, said Tenten. in complete shock. That's not really some common knowledge, and I would like to keep it quiet for now, said Jiraiya, looking around. Oh, said Tenten, looking sheepish, as she realized that she might have said that a bit loudly than she wanted to. Come on, we have a assignment to find, said Naruto. While we're traveling, I can help you with your training and Jiraiya can help me with mine. As Tenten was excited about this until she saw, look in his eyes, it was a wicked glint. This is going to be one of those painful sessions, isn't it? Would you prefer something less challenging, Naruto asks. Of course not. Tsunade-sama would meet a challenging training session like this head on. And so will I, said Tenten. Good to hear, said Naruto. Your first lesson is how to dodge. As Naruto crit a light spear, Tenten ducked as the thing whipped past her head. You jerk! Give me some more. She had to leap back and dodge several more times as Naruto kept on throwing them at her. You think your enemy will warn you, he said, as Tenten kept flipping back as he kept on throwing them. Meanwhile, with the Elder Gods, the boy is becoming too powerful. You must allow me to stop him, Raiden said to the Elder Gods. No, you will not, they yelled, as they were tired of hearing this from their fellow Elder God. The boy will spill chaos, destruction, and violence towards the Earthrealm just as Shao Khan did. He's the Emperor's legacy, said Raiden. The boy is a citizen of Earthrealm. By his birth alone, Raiden, this was made possible the moment that you took Shao Khan progeny from the Outworld and he had children of his own. You made this happen, Raiden, and we are well aware of your influence on the boy to stunt his growth while growing up. You have done enough to him, Raiden. You can only interfere in a mortal life so much before reaching your limit, and you have reached your limit. As one of the Elder Gods took on a spiritual female form. And what if the boy endangered the realms? Asked Raiden. If Naruto Uzumaki threatened to destabilize the realms, then we will interfere and stop that from happening, and command him to stop his actions before they cause disaster. Until then, there is nothing that we can do to stop him, unless you want to invoke and break other laws that were set for reasons you're well aware of. Another Elder God said, as he had the body of a Viking warrior. The moment he steps out of line, I will end him, Raiden thought, as he vanished in a flash of lightning. Time skip with Naruto. I hate you, said Tenten, as she was bandaged up. Please, you had it easy compared to what I went through when I was training for Chunin exams. So quit being a baby, said Naruto as he sat in a chair next to her bed. Jiraiya was out gathering information on Tsunade. I believe it, considering that you have the muscles to beat Neji within an inch of his life at the exams. As she glanced towards his chest, looking away with a small blush on her face. And how's your teammate? Well, I think after what happened, the idea of fate is slowly leaving his system. That's a good thing though. Good, said Naruto, as he was a knock at the door. As Naruto made his way to answer it. Uzumaki Naruto? Depends on who asked him, said Naruto. As two people stood there, one of them more tall than the other. The Akatsuki, the shorter man, said. I never heard of you. Itachi frowned, but not because of Naruto's words. It was because of the way he looked. Come with us, Itachi said. Come on, Itachi, look at him. He's definitely not gonna go quiet with us. And not peaceful at all. I can smell the blood on him. He's like me. A fighter, Kisame said, the smirk. It's a shame we're not in Outworld, Emperor. Would have loved to have an agent like you on his side, said Naruto. As Kisame frowned in confusion. Huh? Enough, Kisame. Naruto, you will be coming with us. This is not. He was cut off as he moved his head. A kunai embedded into the wall, as it was thrown by Tenten. The hell it isn't, she said as she got out of bed, as she had a sword in her hand. What should we do, Itachi? Maim them both and take the cabbage and Jolki afterwards, in the aftermath. How about my third option, said Naruto. Oh, and what third option is that? Said Kisame. You and your butt buddy. Get the hell out of here before I shove that sword up his ass, said Naruto as he slammed the door in your face. Did he just? Said Kisame as he turned towards Itachi. Yes, he did. Now, we're gonna have to do things the hard way, said Itachi. No, not that. He called us butt buddies. Like we're gay. I'm not gay, said Kisame, as he kicked the door down, as a light spear stabbed into his gut the moment he did. Your attire says otherwise, said Naruto. You're so dead, kid, said Kisame as he broke the light spear that came out of him as the rest of it dissolved. As Naruto grinned as he materialized his right hammer, He dodged under the swing of Samihata and brought his hammer up as it slammed into Kisame's face. Kisame was thrown back hard. Boom! He cracked the wall behind him as he slumped to the ground, spitting out blood and some teeth. Tintin, on the other hand, knew exactly who Itachi was. She knew if she let her guard down even for a second she would die, but she knew there was no way that she could win against a man. "You will have to move faster than that, Fishy-chan," said Naruto, as he covered Tintin's flank. Kisame moved as him and Naruto started to lock weapons. Kisame was shocked as Naruto was matching him in strength. Once again, Naruto was able to dodge and slam the spiky part of the hammer right into him as his back crushed the wall. Itachi, on the other hand, was toying with Tenten to watch Naruto as he wanted to see how the boy is now connected to the Kyuubi, how much influence there was, because that had to be the reason, right? But there was just a trace of the Kyuubi's power, and it was only there for an instant. But it's not all of it, there was something else, as Itachi did not know what it was. As Naruto flashed right above Kisame, about to bring his hammer down until Jiraiya appeared. As he shouted that no, silly woman under genjutsu can trick him. As Naruto turns attention towards the man, Kisame used the distraction as he slammed Samihata into Naruto's side. As Kisame got back up, Tenten stepped back, as she could not do anything right here. As she realized that with the two of them standing beside each other, as she glanced towards Jiraiya, who stepped forward. "Kisame, we need to move. Now." "What? We can take on the girl and I just knocked the Kyuubi Jinchuriki through the wall." "Jiraiya is more powerful than either of us, and I don't think the Kyuubi Jinchuriki is out of the fight from just one swing." The both of them had to move as the Wrath Hammer broke through the area, nearly slamming into them. As Naruto stepped out of the broken wall, his wound was already healed. "Is that all you got?" he said, his eyes burning with flames. "Move," said Itachi. "Well, I don't think so," said Jiraiya as he flashed through hand sign. The entire hallway turned into a toad's stomach. But as they rounded the corner they came around, there was a massive hole there, with black flames. As Jiraiya sealed the flames away, Tintin, on the other hand, just received a lot of information. For one thing, Naruto was like that other guy from the sand, a Kyuubi Jinchuriki. He was a human sacrifice. As she recalled his birthday, if she remembered correctly, it was on the day of the Kyuubi festival, and there was always people out at night with various weapons. She was always confused why. As she focused on him, they called you the Kyuubi Jinchuriki during the fighting. That mean you hold it inside your body, don't you? "I did," said Naruto. Tintin was confused. "What do you mean you did? Are you saying that beast somehow got freed?" Tintin said, a bit worried. After all, she heard the stories about the past. The thing was said to be impossible to defeat if it wasn't for the Fortokage sacrificing his own life. But it seems like he didn't kill it after all. He just sealed it away. She understood the concepts of seals, perhaps more than a lot of people because of her style of fighting. As Naruto chuckled as he saw that she was worried and concerned. "No, I've merged with the Kyuubi. It happened with my training away from Konoha. His knowledge, his power, and just about everything else of the fox is no mine to command," said Naruto. Tintin eyes widened in shock. Really? Wow, wow. As that was just beyond surprising, after the things that she's heard. "Yeah, hard to believe, isn't it?" said Naruto, as she nodded. "We need to move and find Tsunade. With her at our side they won't show their face once again." As Naruto glanced towards the man, Jiraiya was about to say something else until Naruto slammed him into the wall. "What? Are you not telling me? You didn't seem surprised. What's going on?" "Look, calm down, kid. While I wasn't tracking Orochimaru, I was tracking this new group, the Akatsuki. Their interest seemed to be in collecting all of the Bijous. It's not easy getting any information about their organization. They're quite secretive. I had told Saratobi about this. I told him that he needed to up your training, so when I finally paid my visit there, that you will be strong enough so that I can help you to go over the edge, to protect yourself against this group, who will be coming after you indefinitely. But Sensei told me that you was no need to worry because you were making leaps and bounds in your training. In other words, don't check up on me personally and catch the third in a lie," said Naruto. "Pretty much," said Jiraiya. As Naruto clenched his fist, "I assume that you know where to find Tsunade." Jiraiya nodded. He had gotten the necessary intel. Yeah, a city, northeast from here. It's near the border of Fire Country. If we spook her, she's gonna run for it. Sensei has tried for years to recall her, and she, well, ignore him. If you're my godfather, does that mean that she's my godmother? And does she know about me, said Naruto? I honestly don't know. She and your mother was pretty close. I don't think she will hate you though. If anything, your existence would have made her stay in Konoha. And since the third lied to me, said Jiraiya, trailing off. Then he more than likely lied to her as well, said Naruto. Well, we'll find out soon enough. As Naruto's thoughts were getting dark, when it comes to the old man, he already had one foot in the grave. Burying him is not out of the possibility. And writing a huge traitor on his tombstone. That was what came to Naruto's mind. Time skip a week later in Tanzuka City. Here we are, said Jiraiya, as the group was walking where the bars and gambling houses were located. Why would Tsunade go here, said Tenten curiously. Well, she kind of has a gambling problem. When she loses a bet involving a large amount of money, she tends to head to the bars and drink herself silly. How dare you, said Tenten. Don't say such things about Tsunade-sama, you filthy pervert. As she whacked him over the head. Jiraiya frowned at the girl as he rubbed the lump on his head. She idolized women so much, yet she didn't know her habits. And what is wrong with women always hating him for everything he said? He was just saying the truth. Damn it, he thought to himself. I know where she is, said Naruto, snapping them out of their thoughts, as he could sense her power. She's this way. As the group followed behind the blonde. Sure enough, they entered to find a blonde drinking sake. There was a woman sitting next to her with a pig. Snadeheim, said Jiraiya. Shizune. Jiraiya, as she looked up. What the hell are you doing here? As Shizune glanced towards Naruto. Given that he wasn't really wearing anything, just that X-strap, you could see every muscle, every vein, as she had to avert her eyes. It was just out in the open, as she couldn't help but look. As Naruto noticed though, and saw that she was a bit shy, it made him smirk. It seems like she was being shielded by Tsunade though. You know me, Tsunade, said Jiraiya, sitting down. I'm just traveling. I'm doing my usual thing. As he let out a laugh until Naruto smacked him over the head. This is no time for games. Tell her already. Tsunade glanced towards Naruto. Tell me what? Orochimaru invaded the village and tried to kill a third. The old man survived, but he's too old to lead anymore. And the village needs you to come back. They need you to become the 5th Hokage of Konoha, said Jiraiya. Tsunade looked at him. Hokage? Why the hell would I do that, she said, as she laughed quite mockingly at the position that was offered to her. It's a full dream to be Hokage, it would just end your life. Tenten looked like she was broken. It was like someone told her Santa Claus wasn't real. As she looked towards her idol, but this was not what she expected at all. Tsunade-sama. I'm sorry to hear you say that, Tsunade, said Jiraiya. Time changes everyone, Jiraiya. Same with losing him as well. People like my grandfather, my granduncle, Dan, Nawaki, and the fourth all died for the dream of being Hokage. But what it brought them? Nothing but death. The only one left is the third. Luckily, he was wise enough to retire. Otherwise, he would die as well. What makes you think the old man's gonna live past the next few weeks, said Naruto. Tsunade looked at the brat with suspicion. And just what are you implying, kid? I'm implying that the third will die by my hands. Whether you say yes or no to the position of Hokage, your belief regarding the title of Hokage or what you care about means absolutely nothing to me. Besides, you're not even worthy of it anyway. There's nothing but fear on you at the thought of your home. The mighty Senju Tsunade is afraid of going back to Konoha to fill her grandfather's boots. Pathetic. Jiraiya speaks so highly of this great Sanin, but I don't know where the hell she is, or the idol of Tenten. The only thing I see is a frightened child in an old woman body. To think the people of Konoha want you to be their Hokage. Don't make me laugh. Tsunade's fist connected with the helmet. As Naruto was thrown, he smashed through the wall. Tsunade, you shouldn't have done that, said Jiraiya. What? And give me one good reason why, she said. Because that boy you just hit was Naruto Uzumaki, your godson. What? As she saw the look on Jiraiya's face. What are you... As she looked back to the hole, She quickly made her way outside the bar. But before she could leave, Naruto appeared and smashed his fist in her face as she was slammed right back in the stool that she get up from. Tsunade rubbed her cheek as she looked up, shocked by the strength behind his punch. That's one of the many I owe you for going off drinking and gambling and abandoning me, said Naruto. Abandon you? What are you talking about? The third told me that you died. He said the Kyuubi's chakra overloaded your body, that only a pure-blooded Uzumaki could contain the chakra without succumbing to death. And you believed him. You didn't ask to see a body. I was devastated. I already saw Kushina's body, like all the other people I lost over the years. I didn't have the courage to look at your corpse. As she looked down, not finishing her sentence, Naruto released a primal roar, as everyone in the bar got more scared than before. Damn that old man, he says. A groan exploded, cracking the floor of the bar. The ceiling started to crack as well as a red aura emerged from his body. I should have ripped out his soul like I did Orochimaru. Jiraiya, what's going on? What happened to him? A lot, said Jiraiya, as Naruto was losing his mind in rage. Tsunade Senju, I hereby challenge you to mortal combat, he said. Whoa, calm down, Naruto. You're going a bit overboard. Enough! If you wish to help her fight as well, Jiraiya, fine. You can, seeing that she's weak and all, said Naruto. Weak, said Tsunade, as she was also getting angry as well. Just because you got a lucky shot in, kid, doesn't mean you can do it again. No, calm down before I shove my foot up your ass, she said. As Naruto's grin turned feral and wicked. Fight, he said. Shit, said Jiraiya. Everyone started to rush out the bar, as the bartender was shouting at them to get out. Tintin was taken aback at the scene in front of her. They were Saiyans and yet Naruto was holding his own. When he brought out his warhammer, that is when things got more dangerous as things started to explode and be destroyed. Eventually, the fight left the bar, what was left of it though, and took to the streets, as Naruto knocked Jiraiya into a wall, before slamming the hammer in his chest, breaking him through it. Tsunade landed a brutal kick to the blonde's face, throwing him away. Is that all you got? Naruto shouted as he threw a light spear towards her as she dodged it. Damn, he's one tough bastard. There's no doubt he killed Orochimaru. As Naruto held out his hand as she saw him forming the Rasengan. The Rasengan was a bit unstable. Tsunade cracked her fist in the ground, as earth and debris was sent everywhere, as Naruto fell because of the explosion, as the Rasengan destabilized and exploded. As Tsunade came dropping from the heavens as she stomped right on him, breaking his body in the ground. Tsunade, remember, he's our godson, said Jiraiya, hoping that she didn't go too far. I know, that's the reason I've not teared his throat yet, she said, as Naruto burst out laughing despite him being on the ground. It seems you weren't that weak after all, said Naruto. But still, you are not the one that you speak about, the one that Tenten idolized so much. If you were, you wouldn't have run away from the village and let them turn it to shit. As Naruto headbutted her after moving up. Ow, said Tsunade as she gripped her forehead. That hurt, you brat. So is you leaping in the air and landing right on me. You big-breasted bitch, said Naruto. What'd you just say to me, brat? As Shizune had to grab her master. Tsunade-sama, please no more. You caused a lot of damage to the area, and we'll have to pay for the repairs if we don't leave. Tsunade looked towards the destroyed building. Shit. Fine, but this is not over, she said, as Naruto laughed. You keep telling yourself that. As he started to walk. Wait. On what exactly, said Naruto. The Rasengan. You have not mastered it yet. It doesn't mean I won't in time. What's your point, said Naruto. Let's make a bet. For me to be left the hell alone. If I win, I'll be left alone. And I won't have to come back to Konoha, so I can do the hell what I want. And what if I win, said Naruto. She reached up and gripped her necklace. I'll give you this. My grandfather's necklace. The value of this can buy 3 whole mountains. And I'll come back and be the Hokage. But you have to master the Rasengan, she said. In a week. Why the gem? It'll be good to have in my possession. I need something more. Regardless of value, said Naruto. Tsunade watched him as his eyes flashed red as he turned towards Shizune. What? Hell no! I'm not gonna give Shizune to you like some kind of prize. As Shizune was shocked by that, he wanted her. It's either that or we fight every time I track you down and ruin your mood. Every single bar, every gambling house, I will be there. And I'll drag your junk ass back to Konoha, kicking and screaming if I have to. Why, you little? Shizune had Jiraiya to held her back. What's wrong? You're confident I'll lose. So agree to the bet. Or, let's fight again, without Jiraiya helping you, as Naruto summoned back his Wrath Hammer. As Tsunade weighed her options for a moment. I accept, she said, as the others looked shocked. Tsunade-sama, you can't. Don't I get to say this, said Shizune. Both of them snapped their head towards her. No, yelled Naruto and Tsunade. But he's like 13 years old. Do I physically look like I'm a 13-year-old to you, said Naruto. She had to look him over for a moment, as she then turned away realizing what she just did. As Naruto chuckled darkly, with a smile on his face. See you in a week, he said, as he left, leaving them to talk over it. As Tenten went after him, Naruto, how could you make such a bet? Because it's in her nature. She has a habit of gambling. Or haven't you been listening, said Naruto. Tenten stopped in front of him. I don't care about that, I have to admit. Tsunade-sama is not what I expected at all, but still, what you're asking of the both of them is perverse. And what if it is, said Naruto? You think I'm the only one in the world who would make such a bet regarding another human life? The slave trade has women and men option off at all times. Bets are made for the very reason, sometimes. Winners keep and losers weep. And don't you dare say that women don't partake in the slave trade and have men as their slave either. She knew that he was right, but still. It's still perverse, she said. If you had a male slave, would we really be having this conversation? Her face turned red with anger, as a thought popped in her head though. Then again, it all depends on how powerful my slave would be, and how cute would he be when I make him mine. Wait, what am I? Damn you, Naruto. You're corrupting me, she thought to herself, as she shook her head frantically to get out the thoughts. As Naruto chuckled, I love corrupting people to my side, he said. Just like my forefather in the outworld, he thought to himself, with a smirk on his face, as he watched look on Tenten's face. Meanwhile, with the others. So let me get this straight. You're saying that he's a descendant of the Sage of Six Paths, and also an emperor from the place called Earthrealm? Said Tsunade as she found it hard to believe. From what he's told me with the meeting with the council, and when he appeared at the exam, he came out of this strange portal. His forefather Shao Khan did some kind of magic to merge the Kyuubi and him together, and he's been pushing him insanely hard in the whole month spent training. It's kind of scary when you think about it. Tsunade stiffened. What's wrong? You look worried, says Shizune. It's because Naruto is still young, and yet he could take on the both of us, and we're Sanins, and he's just 12 years old. And I don't think that he's fully grown yet, even though he is now tall and has that physique. You can just imagine what he will look like when he's a full grown adult. Shizune's eyes widened as the thought of a more muscular, dominant Naruto popped into her mind. Oh, Kami, she said, as she realized he had yet to reach his limits. I don't know what the kid's plans are for the future, but I can tell it's something big that far supersedes the Hokage title. Even if he does get the title somehow, I think things will be pretty violent. So why put it on me now? Why don't just give it to him right now then, said Tsunade. Because he won't take it. Like I said before, he had his sights set on something bigger, something more grander. Wait, do you mean that he wants to become some sort of emperor, like his forefather Shao Khan is in the outworld? Yeah, I think that is it. I mean, why rule a village when you can rule the world? I see, she said, as she thought about it. If she had power like that, what would be the point of pushing papers being the Hokage when you could rule the world? What are you going to do about the bet? As Tsunade turned her head towards Shizune. For what it's worth, Shizune, I'm sorry I put you in this situation. I shouldn't have got you involved. I'm really sorry. Shizune nodded, but the both of them had a feeling that the bet was already over. Time skip. 3 days later, as Naruto was currently meditating, as he was calming himself, the Rasengan was not as easy as it sounded. It was a bit difficult, even though his 1 year of training that gave him control, and not to mention the immense power of the fox, and the memories. The fox bloodlust for those who caged him was still there, and Naruto also felt like he was caged as well. Konoha was his cage. As he sat there, meditating, his eyes closed, he would have to wait. With every passing day, he was getting more and more stronger, his enemies getting overconfident, and the bars of Konoha walls were rotting. It will only be a few more years till he begins his conquests, when he have enough followers for his cause. It's been a long time, Thunder God, said Naruto, as he could feel Raiden behind him. As Raiden looked towards the Earthrealm version of Shao Khan, the last time I stood before you was when the fox was still inside of you, and I was having a conversation with the third Hokage. As Raiden knew that he couldn't attack the boy, I know Shao Khan saw your memory of that moment, and found out about the little plan that you concocted to turn me into the village pet. But that was a small part of your own plan. You wanted me to be a slave to your own cause, since you knew I was a child of prophecy, but I was beyond your direct control and your influence, so you had others close to me use their influence on me. Am I right so far? Said Naruto, as Raiden narrowed his eyes towards the boy. Earthrealm needs to be protected from outside forces. Even if the Elder Gods decree that no one may attack the realms without their permission, it won't stop someone or something from trying. You were going to be a deterrent against such things and foes, but now you're the thing I deem a threat to this realm. As Naruto laughed. So I'm your greatest fear aside from Shao Kahn's return? Well, it doesn't matter. There's nothing that you can do to me, Elder God. Now leave my sight. As Raiden looked towards the boy angrily, so arrogant, just like Shao Kahn, he said, as lightning started to course around his body. Leave me, said Naruto, or I will make you. That sounds like a challenge, boy. Are you challenging me to Mortal Kombat? As Raiden knew once Naruto issued a challenge, he was free to attack and destroy him. No, not now, not yet. I know what you're trying to do, Raiden. I can see it in your eyes and hear it in your voice desire to fight me without facing the wrath of the other Elder Gods. But I can assure you that will not happen until I decide it. As Naruto got up, fight me. Are you a coward, perhaps, said Raiden. As Naruto stopped and grinned towards the man, as he saw the electricity coursing off Raiden. You would shoot me with lightning in the back, Raiden, said Naruto. I thought you were honorable. Don't tell me that you have changed after all these years, said Naruto with a smile. I will show you no mercy for the good of Earthrealm. I will stop you here and be judged by the Elder Gods later, Raiden said. I see, said Naruto. Well then, allow me to make the first move. As Naruto was gone, as Raiden felt something in his stomach. As Naruto had the Rasengan there, the attack itself blew Raiden away. As he flipped and landed on his feet, he launched a bolt of lightning towards the boy. As Naruto leaped to the heavens, the rat hammer materialized in his palm. Boom! The ground was decimated, but Raiden vanished as he shot lightning towards Naruto's back. As Naruto moved and slammed the hammer once again, but this time a massive tremor spread out, shaking the ground, causing Raiden to fall off a step. But before things could get out of hands, 5 golden dragons appeared surrounding them. As Naruto put away his weapon as he glanced around him, Shizune, Tenten, and Jiraiya appeared, along with Tsunade at that moment as they saw what was going on. Raiden, you have once again violated our orders, putting all of Earthrealm in jeopardy with your actions. The Elder Gods spoke at the same time, their voice booming. This boy is a threat to the realms. Surely you see it as I do. Shao Kahn is a threat that we can stop. Silence! It is not just Shao Kahn that you risk unleashing upon Earthrealm, but the other forces lurking in the shadows of the different realms, awaiting for the day they could attack without our interference. Had you continued, all the rules that we have set would have been destabilized and cast aside, and you would have brought forward Armageddon. The Elder Gods were furious, you can hear by their tone, as Raiden looked away. And this boy one day rule in Earthrealm, in Shao Kahn's place. Is that better, Raiden said. Sadly, Earthrealm will be better. Under his rule, we find the realm will be stable and any threat that should rise will be put down by Naruto, if it ever to happen. Raiden was shocked. I don't believe this, he said, as he looked towards all the dragons. Regardless of what you believe, we will not have you defy us, but you will not be punished regarding Naruto attacking you first. However, the boy will not be punished because you provoked him in the fight, and he has not violated any of our rules. If you make an attempt like that ever again, we will not be merciful, as they all threw away afterwards. This is not over, Naruto said Raiden, as he disappeared in a lightning flash. Oh, not by a long shot, said Naruto, as he looked up to the heavens watching the man leave. As Naruto glanced over to the others, he walked over with a smirk as he held out his hand, as a Rasengan form. Well, it seems I've won the bet, Tsunade. As Tsunade slumped in defeat, Shizune blushed with embarrassment. Tenten was red in the face with anger. Jiraiya was stuck with being perverted and cautious, seeing that the woman around him, well, they would try to make his life hell. Damn it, said Tsunade. She removed her necklace. Take it, she said, as he caught it. To think something this small cost so much. He then looked towards Shizune, as he moved towards her and took her hand. Don't worry, my dear. The fun won't start until we get back to Konoha. As Naruto took her hand and kissed it, there was this surge of power that rushed through her body as it went to her brain. Shizune didn't understand, but suddenly she felt much calmer around him. I understand, Naruto-sama. What was she saying? As Naruto looked towards the two women that were standing on the opposite side, who seemed like they wanted to kill him, he simply smiled. Let us go, he said. I have a lot to discuss with Sir Toby. As there was this look on his face that got Jiraiya worried. But guys, to be in subs right here. If you want to see next person do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm off for now. See you guys soon. Peace.